Imagine for a moment knowing the intricate details of someone's life, like even before they were born.
Or even remembering past lives, maybe.
Exactly. What kind of being could possibly possess that kind of foresight, that sort of, deep knowledge and agency? Today we're doing a deep dive into a really fascinating ancient Buddhist text. It's called the Acchariyabbhūtadhammasuttaṃ.
Which translates roughly to the Discourse on Amazing and Wonderful Qualities.
Right, and it captures this incredible conversation between monks, the Buddha's main attendant Ananda, and then the Buddha himself.
Yeah.
Our mission today is really to unpack these specific, quite extraordinary qualities, things like cosmic events around his birth, up to, profound inner awareness.
And explore what they might tell us about the nature of a Tathagata, an enlightened one, like the Buddha.
We're looking for the insights maybe beyond just the incredible details themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Because what's fascinating here, I think, is we're moving beyond just like biographical facts. We're looking at characteristics that touch on the cosmic, even the miraculous.
Right.
But they all ultimately point towards this state of profound awakening. It's about understanding this figure through that traditional Buddhist lens and, what these qualities might imply about their whole path.
Okay, so let's unpack this. The scene sort of opens after a meal, right? Monks gathered in the assembly hall. You can almost picture it, maybe quiet after eating, and they start discussing something pretty awe-inspiring.
Yeah, the Buddha's incredible power and majesty, as the text puts it.
And what specifically sparked their conversation? What were they focused on?
Well, it was the Buddha's unique ability to recall really precise details about past Buddhas. Yeah, not just their names, but like their clans, their conduct, their specific teachings, their dharma, their wisdom, where they lived, how they reached liberation, all this long after those Buddhas were gone, had passed beyond suffering.
So that ability itself was seen as amazing.
Oh, definitely. To them, that was truly amazing.
And then Ananda, who was always with the Buddha, he steps in. Is he just agreeing, or?
Well, he affirms it, yes. He says Tathagatas are indeed amazing and endowed with amazing qualities, and also wonderful, endowed with wonderful qualities. It's kind of like he's saying, yep, you're right to be amazed, but actually there's even more. He's hinting at something deeper he's maybe witnessed firsthand.
Right. And that sort of begs the question, doesn't it? What more could there be beyond remembering past Buddhas?
Exactly. And that's right when the Buddha himself arrives on the scene.
Ah, perfect timing.
Yeah. So he asks what they're all talking about, and when he hears, he actually prompts Ananda. He says essentially, go on, tell them the other amazing and wonderful qualities you've heard about the Tathagata.
So he's encouraging Ananda to share even more.
Precisely. And that really sets the stage for this incredibly detailed list that follows in the sutta.
Okay, so the conversation then shifts focus a bit to the Bodhisatta, the Buddha to be, before his enlightenment. What are some of the first, maybe unexpected qualities described about him, even before his human birth?
Well, the text really emphasizes his conscious and mindful journey.
Conscious and mindful, how so?
It says he consciously and mindfully entered the Tusita heaven. Then he consciously and mindfully dwelled there for his whole lifespan.
Okay.
And then, crucially, he consciously and mindfully descended from Tusita and entered his mother's womb. This wasn't, accidental or unconscious kind of transition.
That deliberate quality, that emphasis on intention. What does that tell us about the Bodhisatta's nature, especially compared to, how most beings are conceived?
Well, that emphasis on intentionality is absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
It really underscores that the Bodhisatta's path isn't just some random karmic result.
Right.
It's shown as the culmination of immense spiritual development and volitional choices. It sets him apart as a being with extraordinary agency, even before human birth.
So it highlights the power of intention on the path.
Exactly. The power of intention and spiritual cultivation on the path to awakening. It's quite profound, really.
And then the text describes something truly cosmic happening at the moment of his conception. What was that?
An immeasurable grand radiance, it says, appeared across the entire 10,000-world system.
The whole system.
The whole system. And this light apparently surpassed even the power of the gods. It wasn't, contained either. Even in the deepest, darkest, sunless, moonless interworld spaces, they're called lokantarika, this light appeared.
Wow.
And it caused beings there, who presumably have never seen light, to actually recognize each other and exclaim, oh, There are other beings born here too.
That's incredible. And wasn't there something else? A shaking?
Yes, exactly. At the same time, the text says the entire 10,000-world system shook, quaked, and trembled.
A powerful image. Universal recognition, a cosmic tremor. What's the significance, do you think, of such a vast event happening right at conception?
Well, I think this universal acknowledgement isn't just, poetic flair. Symbolically, it really conveys that the Bodhisatta's rising isn't merely a personal event.
Right, it's bigger than that.
Much bigger. It has cosmic significance. It signifies a profound turning point, something that shifts the spiritual landscape, maybe, and reverberates through all realms. It heralds a major change.
Okay, so we have this intentional pre-existence, this grand cosmic welcome at conception. Now let's look at the support and purity surrounding his mother during the pregnancy. We're told about divine beings.
Yes, 4 Divaputta, divine beings, came from the 4 directions specifically to protect both the Bodhisatta and his mother.
Protect them from what?
From any harm, it says, whether from humans or non-humans.
Divine protection. That's definitely special treatment. For listeners who might see these details symbolically, what could these divine protectors represent?
That's a good way to look at it. I mean, it certainly speaks to the auspiciousness, the preciousness of such a being's arrival. Symbolically, these beings could represent maybe the harmonious alignment of cosmic forces, or just the universe sort of supporting the arising of a fully awakened being.
Like an affirmation that this path resonates with existence itself.
Exactly. It's an affirmation that the path to enlightenment isn't just personal, but it resonates with the very fabric of existence.
And his mother, Maya, she also had exceptional qualities, didn't she? The text is quite specific.
Very specific. It says she was naturally virtuous, abstaining from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, and intoxicants. Basically, the core ethical precepts. Morally pure.
Okay.
And beyond that, a remarkable spiritual purity, too. The text states she had no lustful thoughts towards men.
Right.
And that no man, however passionate, could violate her. It speaks to a kind of inner sanctity accompanying the pregnancy.
Creating the ideal environment, perhaps?
Precisely. An optimal environment for such a profound being.
And she was also materially well, comfortable.
Yes. It mentions she abundantly enjoyed the 5 sense pleasures, experiencing great comfort and delight. But maybe even more striking are her physical health and clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance.
Yeah, it says she had no ailments, she was happy, her body wasn't tired. And crucially, she could clearly see the Bodhisatta within her womb.
See him how clearly?
With all his limbs and faculties perfectly clear. It gives this very specific comparison.
Oh, yeah.
It compares it to seeing a thread, blue, yellow, red, white, or brown, through a perfectly clear, well-cut, 8-faceted beryl gem held in your hand.
Wow, that beryl gem analogy is incredibly vivid. It paints such a clear picture. Is that kind of comparison common in these texts for clarity or purity?
Yes, actually. The beryl gem, known for its transparency and purity, is quite a classic simile in Buddhist texts. It's used to illustrate clarity of perception or the pristine nature of something. It's a very effective way to convey that unique, almost supernatural level of inner vision described here.
Okay. And then we get to the birth itself, which also sounds unique. The gestation period, for instance.
Right. Unlike the usual 9 or maybe 10 months. His mother carried him for exactly 10 months. No more, no less.
Precise.
And the birthing posture was different, too. Most women, then and now, give birth sitting or lying down. But his mother gave birth standing up.
Standing up. Interesting. And who received him?
When he emerged, gods received him first, and then humans. Again, you see that emphasis on the divine recognition.
Right, the cosmic significance.
Yeah, and immediately, before he even touched the ground, those same 4 divine beings received him again.
The protectors.
The protectors. They placed him before his mother, saying, "Be joyful, lady, a mighty son is born to you."
And his emergence was pure.
Completely pure, yes. Unsoiled by any bodily fluids, the text lists them.
Yeah.
Urine, phlegm, blood, pus, any impurity.
Okay.
And there's another simile here. It's likened to a precious jewel placed on fine silk cloth from Kasi. Neither soils the other, because both are inherently pure.
Another powerful image of purity. What happened next?
Then 2 streams of water, one cool and one warm, appeared from the sky to cleanse both the Bodhisatta and his mother.
From the sky.
Yeah.
Okay. And then came the really extraordinary part, right? The first steps.
Yes, almost immediately after birth. He stood firmly on his feet, took 7 strides northward, under a white parasol held by the gods.
A 7 stride.
7 strides. Looked in all directions, and then declared, with what's called a bull-like voice,
A powerful
A
voice.
powerful voice. I am supreme in the world, chief in the world, foremost in the world. This is my last birth. There is now no more rebirth.
Wow. That's quite an entrance. I mean, for some listeners, that declaration of supremacy right at birth might sound, well, almost arrogant. How should we understand that within the Buddhist context?
That's a really important question. It's crucial not to interpret it as like personal
Oh,
arrogance.
okay.
It's understood as a declaration of his spiritual attainment and his destiny. It signifies that he's completed this incredibly long journey through countless lifetimes, perfecting himself to become a Buddha.
So it's about the culmination of the path.
Exactly. It's a statement about the end point of the Bodhisatta path, the end of suffering for him personally, and also signaling the ultimate opportunity for liberation that he will eventually offer to everyone else. It's really a profound statement of purpose and finality in his own spiritual journey.
That makes sense. And it's also notable, you mentioned earlier, that the cosmic signs repeated at birth.
Yes, just like at conception when he emerged from the womb, that immeasurable grand radiance and the shaking of the 10,000 world system happened all over again.
With the same effect. Light in the dark spaces.
With the exact same effect on beings in those dark inner world spaces. It's that the universe paused and celebrated or acknowledged his arrival twice, confirming the cosmic significance yet again.
It really underscores the impact.
Precisely. It reiterates the universal impact of such a being's arising. His birth is framed as this incredibly rare, momentous event for all realms.
And then, just to complete that part of the story, what does the text say about his mother's destiny?
It states that his mother, Queen Maya, passed away 7 days after his birth.
Oh, only 7 days.
Yes, and she was reborn in the Tusita heaven.
The same heaven the Bodhisatta had just come from.
Exactly.
So, okay, we've gone through this truly incredible list of external signs, cosmic events, physical phenomena, all surrounding the Bodhisatta. But then the Buddha adds one final point, right? Something different.
Yes. After recounting, or having Ananda recount all these wonders, the Buddha adds one final and perhaps the most profound, amazing quality. And this one defines his awakened state as a Tathagata.
So after all these incredible external cosmic things, the Buddha pivots. He moves to something completely internal awareness. Why is this inner clarity rather than, another grand miracle considered the ultimate amazing quality?
That's the really profound shift, isn't it? All the qualities we just discussed, they highlight the unique conditions surrounding the arising of such a being, the auspiciousness, the cosmic resonance, the divine protection, the purity.
Right, a setup almost.
Exactly, the setup. But this final point, that a Tathagata's feelings, perceptions, and thoughts arise, remain, and cease with full awareness, describes the very essence of enlightenment itself.
Ah.
It means a mind completely free from delusion. Every single experience is met with total clarity and insight, without any clinging attachment or aversion.
So it's about the inner state, not external powers.
Precisely. And importantly, this isn't necessarily described as some miraculous power only a Buddha has. It's the very state of liberation that, any practitioner is ultimately striving for. It's the ultimate mastery of mind that actually transcends all those external wonders.
The inner freedom that all the outward signs were maybe pointing towards?
Beautifully put. Yes, exactly that.
Wow. So we've navigated this truly remarkable list of qualities, attributed first to the Bodhisatta, then the Buddha, spanning from, pre-existence in heavenly realms, through this divinely protected, cosmically resonant birth, all the way to the profound inner clarity of the enlightened mind itself.
Yeah, and these aren't just, fascinating old stories. They really offer a unique perspective on how an extraordinary being was conceptualized, the deep reverence afforded to them within this tradition.
Right.
They also give us insights into what defines an enlightened mind from that traditional Buddhist viewpoint. It makes you think, what stands out most to you among all these qualities? How do they resonate with your own understanding of spiritual greatness, maybe?
That's a great question for reflection. And it leads to another thought. If a being is described with such incredible cosmic and physical phenomena surrounding their very existence, what does that imply about the journey to liberation, about the transformation of consciousness? And maybe what connection could exist between these grand outward cosmic events and that deep inward awareness of an enlightened mind? Does one sort of precede the other or flow from the other? Lots to think about there.